The Journal is delighted to welcome Kelly Dean Madsen of Racey Dean Insurance and intern Jacob Van Ness. And today the topic is distracted driving. And Kelly, uh, most citizens probably don't really think that there's an actual month where this is celebrated, but it really is a big deal, isn't it?
Yes. Thanks for having us today, Jerry. We're here because the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has declared April to be Distracted Driving Awareness Month. So we'd like to talk to you more about distracted driving, why it's dangerous, how to prevent it, and what the consequences are in Virginia if you are pulled over for a distracted driving related offense.
And Kerry, there's one thing to say that there are costs and, inconveniences, but isn't the truth that since the advent of cell phones, distracted driving, it's not just unfortunate. We're talking about thousands of deaths nationwide.
Yes, it's very dangerous. And Jacob has done a good job of pulling together some statistics about the dangers of distracted driving, which I'll have him share with you. I guess where we should start is just talking about what is distracted driving.
What is it? What is it, Jacob? What's the definition?
I've got a definition here, and it's
okay.
A distraction is anything that diverts a driver's attention away from the road and the wheel while driving. So some examples of distracted driving include texting while driving, any type of handheld cell phone use while driving, so holding your phone and making or taking a phone call, taking your hands off of the steering wheel to eat a snack like a candy bar is distracted driving, arguing with a passenger while driving is distracted driving, and taking your eyes off of the road to adjust your music or change the radio station is an example of distracted driving.
I guess, Kelly, I'm going to have to stop chewing on those potato chips, ham sandwiches, and stop arguing with my cohorts to get it properly in tune. But all joking aside, many of us are probably doing several of these things and really haven't thought about the possible effect of it.
That's right. Well, Jacob has pulled together some statistics that illustrate the dangers of distracted driving. The information sources for these statistics are the Virginia Department of Motor Vehicles, the Travelers Insurance Company and Travelers Institute, and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. So, Jacob, I'll let you share some of those statistics with Jerry now.
So distracted driving claimed 3,142 lives in 2020. And each day, 9 people are killed nationwide by distracted driving. And research shows that 10% of teen fatalities in 2013 were related to distracted driving. And some more research shows once you're distracted, it can take up to 27 seconds to refocus. And to put that into some perspective, that is equivalent to traveling a little less than half a mile going 55 miles an hour. And here's one last statistic, if that didn't scare you enough. Imagine driving the length of a football field with your eyes closed. That is the equivalent of texting while driving at 55 miles an hour, because texting takes your attention away for an average of 4.6 seconds and makes you 23 times more likely to be involved in a crash.
So, Jacob, what's the easiest way to correct ourselves here? I mean, not to have a potential accident or a big scare. We just need to wise up.
Right. So the easiest way is you just really need to pull over if you're driving distracted, because you're risking your life for something that can be done later. It's not worth your life to text or eat a sandwich. You can just pull over. And it's best to drive when you're in a good mood. Don't be emotional. You can't just die. Don't go driving down the road.
Well, Jacob, aren't there some applicable laws in Virginia? Some of them have been recently established, but as well as, law comes consequences. And I think there's some costs involved here.
Yes, sir. So here, to start off, I'll just tell you the law. So effective January 1, 2021, Virginia law prohibits drivers from holding cell phones or any other wireless communication devices, except in a driver emergency or if your vehicle is lawfully stopped. So texting and holding a cell phone while driving is a primary offense in Virginia, and it carries a $125 fine.
Wow, that's significant.
Yes, sir. And on top of that, there's also 3 demerit points added to your license, which usually makes your insurance go through the roof, which is not a good thing. And on top of all these fines, you have court costs in there. So this ticket becomes a pretty big deal to most people. And another thing, drivers under the age of 18 are completely banned from using any type of wireless device. And that includes, but is not limited to, Bluetooth and hands-free devices.
Kelly, you sell insurance and your family and firm has for decades. And probably one of the last things you want to hear from a client is, well, you know what happened. And I was texting or whatever. And you taking the time along with Jacob today to share some of these facts with respect to this, I guess somebody could call it a scourge, because we certainly see a lot of it on the road. The public is very appreciative of you taking the time to point out some of these facts.
Well, we're happy to be here and we appreciate you having us. You're right. Distracted driving is very dangerous. And in our line of work, we see the consequences and the bad accidents that can happen.
And I'm sure our readers and viewers will very much appreciate hearing the facts, understanding the costs, and even worse, understanding the dangers. And once again, both of you, thank you very much for joining us here with the Journal. And we look forward to being a little bit more responsible ourselves.
Well, thank you for listening, Jerry, and drive safely.
You have a good day.